Love is one of the most beautiful feelings in the world, but it becomes painful when you try to force it. So many people chase after love, beg for it, or hold on to someone who's already let go. But here's a truth most people never learn. Real love flows, forced love fades. Point number 1, why you should never force love. Love is one of the purest emotions in the world. It brings joy, comfort, and meaning to life. But when love is forced, it slowly turns into pain. Many people make the mistake of chasing someone who doesn't want to stay, or holding on to a relationship that has already lost its warmth. They believe that if they try harder, give more, or prove their worth, the other person will finally love them back. But that's not how real love works. You can never force someone to love you. You can never make someone see your value if they are not ready to. Real love cannot grow in pressure. It grows in peace, trust, and natural connection. When you try to push love, you lose your calm and your confidence. You start living in anxiety, always waiting for a reply, hoping for attention, begging for time, and slowly you forget who you really are. Love should never make you feel small. It should never make you doubt yourself. When you force love, you build a relationship on fear, fear of losing, fear of being alone, fear of not being enough. But love that is built on fear never lasts, because fear and love cannot live in the same heart. If someone truly loves you, you won't have to chase them. You won't have to prove anything. They will naturally choose you, just as you choose them. There will be effort but not struggle. There will be care but not control. The right love will not make you exhausted. It will make you feel peaceful. Sometimes the hardest truth to accept is that not everyone we love will love us back. But that's okay. Because rejection does not mean you are not worthy of love. It only means that person was not meant to walk your path. Life always replaces what you lose with something better when you stop forcing and start trusting. What's meant for you will never need to be pushed. It will feel easy, balanced, and mutual. When you stop forcing love, something beautiful happens. You start to heal. You begin to focus on yourself, your growth, your peace, your happiness. You stop begging for attention and start attracting respect. You realize that real love begins with you, how you treat yourself, how you respect your own worth. When you become whole on your own, love flows naturally toward you. So remember this. If you have to beg, convince, or fight to stay in someone's heart, it's not love, it's attachment. Love is not about control. It's about connection. It's not about chasing someone. It's about growing together. Forcing love is like trying to make a flower bloom faster. The more you press it, the more it breaks. But if you give it space, sunlight, and time, it blossoms on its own. Let love flow naturally. Don't chase it, don't trap it. What's truly yours will never need to be forced. It will find you, calmly, beautifully, and at the right time. Point number 2. Letting go brings real love and peace. Letting go is one of the hardest lessons in love. We all want to hold on to the people we care about. We want them to stay, to understand us, to love us back the same way we love them. But sometimes holding on does more harm than letting go. Because when you hold on too tightly, you stop love from breathing. You stop yourself from healing. Real love doesn't need to be forced, it needs to be free. When you truly care for someone, you give them the space to choose you. You don't control them, you don't beg them, and you don't try to change who you are just to be loved. You simply stay true to yourself and trust that what's meant for you will never pass you by. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving. It means you love in silence, without expectation. It means you understand that love cannot grow in fear. You stop trying to change someone's heart and start focusing on your own peace. Because peace is more valuable than any forced connection. When you let go, you allow life to flow again. You stop chasing someone who doesn't want to stay, and you start walking back toward yourself. You begin to see your own worth. You realize that love was never about losing someone. It was about finding who you truly are when you stop trying to control everything. The truth is, people come and go. Some stay to teach us love. Others leave to teach us strength. Every person plays a role in shaping the person you are becoming. So when someone leaves, don't see it as a punishment. See it as protection. The universe removes people not to hurt you, but to make room for what's truly right for you. Letting go also means trusting timing. Maybe it's not the right time, maybe it's not the right person, and that's okay. Forcing something before it's meant to happen only leads to pain. But when you surrender and trust that life knows what it's doing, you create space for peace to enter. When you stop forcing love, you send a silent message to the universe. I am ready for what's real. You start attracting people who see your worth without needing reminders. You attract energy that matches your calm, not your chaos. You attract love that feels easy, not heavy. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means you've grown enough to choose peace over pain. It means you've learned to walk away from what doesn't serve your heart anymore. It means you are finally free to receive what's meant for you. So, if you ever find yourself holding on to someone who's not holding on to you, breathe. Step back. Let it go. Because what's real will never need to be forced. And when the right love finds you, it will stay effortlessly. The art of not forcing love begins with this one simple truth. Sometimes, letting go is the only way to find what's truly meant for your soul. Point number 3. Self-love stops the need to chase anyone. One of the biggest lessons in the art of not forcing love is learning to love yourself first. Because when you truly love yourself, you stop begging for love from others. You stop chasing people who don't see your worth. You stop trying to prove that you deserve attention. You already know you do. Self-love is not about being selfish. It's about understanding your own value and not allowing anyone to treat you less than you deserve. When you have strong self-love, you no longer feel the need to force someone to stay. You no longer panic when someone pulls away. You become peaceful, confident, and patient, because you know that love that's meant for you will never need to be begged for. When you lack self-love, you easily fall into the trap of chasing people. You keep giving and giving, even when they give you nothing back. You stay in toxic relationships because you fear being alone. You think that if you just love harder, they'll finally realize your worth. But the truth is, people respect you more when you respect yourself first. When you love yourself, you set boundaries. You don't allow disrespect. You don't wait for mixed signals or confusing behavior. You choose peace over pain. And that's when everything starts to change, because real love always flows toward people who are whole, not broken. Loving yourself means understanding that you are already enough. You don't need someone else to complete you. You are already complete. You don't need validation to feel valuable. You don't need attention to feel seen. You already have everything you need inside you. When you operate from self-love, you attract a different kind of energy. You attract people who are genuine, stable, and kind. You no longer fall for temporary feelings or fake promises. You begin to see love as something natural, not something you have to fight for. And that's when real love finds its way to you. Peacefully, honestly, and without games. The people who truly love you will feel your peace. They will respect your boundaries and value your presence. They won't make you question your worth. Because self-love changes everything. It changes the way you speak, the way you walk, and the way you accept or reject what doesn't align with your soul. When you love yourself, you stop waiting for someone to make you happy. You start creating happiness for yourself. You build your dreams, focus on your goals, and grow into the best version of who you are meant to be. And that energy, that peaceful, confident energy, is what attracts the right kind of love. So remember, the more you love yourself, the less you will need to force love from others. Because when you are whole inside, love becomes a reflection, not a requirement. Point number 4. Patience and trust in timing bring the right love. In a world where everything moves fast, people forget the value of patience. We want everything right now. Success, happiness, and even love. But the truth is, love is not something you can rush. Real love takes time. It takes the right moment, the right energy, and the right people. And sometimes you have to wait for it. Forcing love is what happens when you don't trust timing. You try to make something happen before it's ready. You rush connections, you ignore red flags, and you try to hold on to people who are not meant for your path. But life has its own plan, and it always works in perfect timing. Sometimes, love doesn't come when you want it to, but when you need it most. It arrives when you have learned your lessons, when you've healed your past, and when you're finally ready to receive it. That's why patience is such an important part of love. When you're patient, you show the universe that you trust it. You're saying, I believe that what's meant for me will find me, even if it takes time. When you rush love, you often end up with confusion, heartbreak, or pain. You fall for the wrong people because you're afraid of being alone. But when you slow down and trust the timing of your life, you begin to see that love is not about chasing. It's about aligning. Love that is real doesn't come from pressure. It comes from peace. It doesn't come from fear of missing out. It comes when you've found peace within yourself. The right person will appear when both of you are emotionally ready, not when you're desperate for connection. Think of love like planting a seed. You can't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You have to water it, give it sunlight, and let time do the rest. The same is true for real relationships. They grow naturally when they're given space and patience. When you trust the timing, you also stop comparing your journey to others. You stop thinking, everyone else is in love. Why not me? You understand that your story is different. You realize that love that's forced is temporary, but love that arrives in divine timing is lasting. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about how you wait. You wait calmly, peacefully, and without desperation. You focus on your growth, your happiness, and your healing. And as you grow, you attract love that matches your energy. So, if love hasn't found you yet, don't lose hope. Don't chase, don't beg, and don't rush. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Because when the time is right, love will find you, naturally, beautifully, and without effort. Remember this, the universe never makes mistakes. What's meant for you will never pass you by. Trust the process. Trust the timing. And most importantly, trust yourself. Point number 5. Peace and acceptance help you keep real love without losing yourself. The final step in the art of not forcing love is learning to find peace and acceptance. Not just with others, but within yourself. True peace is when you stop fighting for things that are not meant for you and start trusting what life brings your way. Acceptance is the quiet strength that helps you move forward without anger, without regret, and without bitterness. When you force love, your heart becomes restless. You spend your days worrying, overthinking, and trying to control what's not in your hands. But when you accept reality, you set yourself free. You realize that love should never be a battlefield. It should be a place where you feel safe, respected, and understood. Peace comes when you stop asking, why didn't they love me? And start saying, maybe they weren't meant to. It comes when you stop trying to change people and start understanding that everyone loves differently, and some just aren't capable of giving you the love you deserve. That realization doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop suffering over things you can't change. You learn to let love flow naturally, without control, without pressure. You understand that some relationships are meant to teach you lessons, not last forever. Some people come into your life to show you what love isn't, so that when real love arrives, you recognize it instantly. When you reach this stage of peace, love becomes effortless. You no longer feel the need to chase or prove your worth. You know who you are and what you bring. You love freely but not foolishly. You care deeply but not desperately. You give, but you also protect your heart. That's the balance that keeps love pure. Real love grows in peace, not chaos. It doesn't drain your energy. It restores it. It doesn't make you lose yourself. It helps you become more of who you truly are. When you find someone who adds to your peace instead of taking it away, that's when you know it's real. Acceptance also means being okay with being alone until the right love finds you. Because solitude is not loneliness, it's strength. It's where you reconnect with your soul and remember that you are complete, even without anyone else. When you are at peace with being alone, you will never settle for half love again. In the end, the art of not forcing love is really the art of protecting your peace. It's about choosing peace over pain, faith over fear, and acceptance over control. When you live with this mindset, love will never feel like a fight again. It will simply flow, naturally, beautifully, and in harmony with your heart. So remember this truth. You don't lose people when you let go. You lose the weight that was never meant to be yours. And in that freedom, you find something far greater, yourself. So remember this always: you never lose love by letting go. You only lose the illusion that it had to be forced. The right heart will never make you fight to be understood. The right love will just feel right. This is Stoic Albums, where silence speaks and wisdom lives. If you felt this message, share it, because someone out there needs to stop forcing love today.